Hi, y'all.
Hi, how y'all doing? This episode, we decided to do something to talk about, and we're going to compare going tent camping versus
RVing.
RVing. Very good. Um, for many years, Kim and I, for the past 20 years or so, her and I, we've done a lot of camping throughout the years, and so we've got a lot of year experience. Her from her childhood, and we both kind of grew up growing up tent camping and everything else. So here recently, as you all know that have kind of followed us within this year, we've kind of broke down and kind of upgraded, so to speak, to a camper. So this is kind of our first new experience of being in a camper because we always used to go, I guess, glam camping or whatever in a tent. Well, I'm a glam camper, so. But
Yeah, my kind of camping is you go in the wilderness, you don't have electricity, you have propane, the old green,
with a lantern.
the lantern, flashlights. You don't mess with your flashlights. You know, bears and wilderness and animals come out. You got to take your trash out. That's camping.
Well, that's her camping. My camping was more glam camping. I would always have to have electricity. I'd always have to have, water on the site. Typically, we would always get an RV location, a 30 amp RV site, and that's where we would put our tent.
So we're avid campers, and I started camping when I was 7. My parents bought a Coleman tent, and at that time it was very expensive. And I remember sleeping in sleeping bags, and my parents had a grocery wagon, station wagon. Yeah, and they had a mattress in the back, and they would pull that out and they'd sleep on that. And then I think 7 to 8 years later, they decided to take a road trip to South Dakota, and that's when they decided to buy a Palomino. Did I like the Palomino?
It was better than a tent.
The bed's better, sleeping on. If it rained, we were inside. We had a heater we never used. We never used the stove. I don't know if it was a fridge or a cooler. We did use it.
So you had basically a tent on wheels.
Basically. There was no bathroom. Was it my favorite? Not really. It was awkward because it would get hot, so you roll down the windows. And then if you want to change, you have to roll up all the windows.
Right.
So.
And I spent many years when I was in the Air Force. And we used to go camping with all our buddies when I was a single guy. And I enjoyed camping. We used to go camping every weekend in tents and go to the lake,
right.
and most of our stuff was around boating and being out on the lake, and then we were in a tent. So
right, and he had 2 tents, but then we ended up with 3 kids. We needed a bigger tent.
Yes.
So we got a 3-room
cabin tent. So
I mean, we had the kids in 2 pack and plays camping.
Oh
before.
Yeah.
I mean,
2 pack and plays, and then our oldest son was in the middle, and
we were on the other end in a blow-up mattress.
Right, blow-up mattress on the ground, or inflatable bed, like an inflatable whatever mattress that's thicker.
That would. So since we're going right into beds, let's just talk about the beds.
Yes. So one thing with tent camping is you can either have a sleeping bag or something, which gets to be uncomfortable unless you're really kind of, backpacking or something. You're looking for low weight, but
right.
But otherwise, you're just pretty much laying on the hard ground. So,
right.
So then people usually get air mattresses and whatnot.
And they deflate in the middle of the night.
Everybody knows if I had a tent, usually it's always deflating, and you always hear around the tent campsites are always the pumps are coming on at 2 o'clock in the morning and everything to air up the inflatables.
Yes.
So
many funny stories with that. But,
yes.
And then we upgraded and got futon mattress.
Right.
But then you're like inches off the ground, and
then the storage on it. I mean, air mattress you can put in a little small little area packet, but then we got these big, huge futon mattresses that we were carrying with us in the truck. But
I like that, but I didn't like a couple inches off the ground trying to get up.
Correct.
And you have to pee.
Correct.
You ain't got time to mess around. So I did not like that. So we did upgrade and got a
kind of like a fold-out, convertible, inflatable bed thing. You hit one button and the whole thing kind of folds out and sets up.
And then if it starts to deflated.
It automatically adjusts
Loved.
itself quiet. Yeah,
Yes.
that was definitely the upgrade.
Yeah, and
so.
then the kids upgraded to cots.
Yes.
So, and they were happy because, again, on their end, they were in blow-up mattresses, and they keep
deflating and everything else.
and we'd have to keep buying new ones.
Yeah, they would only last a couple camping trips.
So, RV.
Yes, RV.
Bed.
You've got your bed already there.
I think our RV mattress is better than our home mattress.
Now,
One
tip.
Yeah.
Most most RV mattresses that any of you that have owned an RV or a camper, the mattresses are really the low end budget quality.
Right.
They're literally just a piece of foam on a flat board.
Yes.
We did upgrade. And
First night camping, we were like, yeah, this ain't good.
yeah, we tried. We pulled out our old futon mattresses and laid them in, and that was a lot better.
Yeah.
But we did. I would definitely highly recommend getting a big memory foam.
That's what we got. Yeah.
So we got a memory foam mattress because you can kind of cut it to size, and then we upgraded with the kids in the bunks, and they also have memory foam mattress. So as far as now our bed is actually really nice as compared to our puffy mattress. So
At home. Yeah.
At home. So
it's
so we
really
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
So definitely upgrade that. Otherwise, it's not the best. But
Yeah.
but
So-
definitely a plus doing. The one thing I could say about tent camping that is different than going camping in an RV, I really kind of enjoy the being out there in the fresh air. When it gets kind of cool at night, and you hear the crickets and
we take our top off, and then it's panoramic view. It's
during the daytime,
pretty.
when the weather's nice. Open up the top and look and just hear the breeze and the air. You don't really get that when in a camper.
No, you don't.
Because you're
Even
kind of closed.
right.
It's kind of like a little small.
You open up your windows, still
not
it's
not
still
the
not
same.
the same. No,
Not
it
the
is
same.
not. So I do miss that.
I do miss that. That is
Yeah.
definitely a plus in being in a tent camping.
And again, if you want to go hiking and you want to just backpack it, that's easy.
Yeah, definitely for the, tent camping, for the packability, and they're lightweight, so if you're one of those that, go on a float trip in a canoe or going, and you want to go down river or you're going to go hiking or backpacking, definitely, the tent is the way to go. But it's definitely not something long term. And we would go, when we go camping, we usually go for a week at a time at being in our glam camp. So definitely.
But then being in a tent, since you brought up, we were talking about tents anyways.
Yeah, we're talking about tents. I didn't bring it up. That's this whole thing was talking about tents, I believe.
Rain and weather.
Yes.
That is a big from
our video that we had last time, that was kind of really the
deal breaker.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back last fall. We went through probably one of the worst monsoon storms that we've ever seen. And to be honest with you, we really did not even. We should have packed up and went to shelter because it was like
it was so bad.
I've never been out and it's been so bad.
That was the first time our kids slept in their own tent.
Yeah, our kids were old enough. They got their own tent and everything, and they were away from us.
And believe it or not, that was a blessing because their tent did not leak.
Right.
Ours leaked.
Oh man!
In many spots. And
ours, it was raining as much inside the tent as it was outside.
Yes, and we just bunkered down. I mean,
taking the blanket, just kind of holding it over to keep the water off our head, and just try to get a little bit of sleep.
And then it was beautiful. Then a storm. Then it was okay.
Yeah.
And then it got cold.
Yes. So.
And if you saw the video,
if you go back and look at that video, check that video out with Hickory Creek.
Because to warm up, we went RV looking because we were just like, let's just go look to warm up.
We saw all 4 seasons of the year all in the course of 1 week. I mean, we were on the lake skiing and tubing or whatnot, and it was 85 degrees on that Saturday, and it went from by that Friday down to 32.
Oh my!
So yes, it was definitely
we're heaters. We were.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
So definitely, one thing I can say, the bonus on the plus side of doing RVing, because we like camping, all the time, and the camping season with the tent.
Yeah.
You're kind of limited. I mean, we don't want to. It gets 90, 100 degrees in the summer.
Yeah.
Here in Arkansas, and so you don't want to be out. It just gets miserable. You're just hot. You're just sweating.
Yeah.
Being out in the tent, man, it's just miserable. So most of our camping we would always do would be in the spring and the fall. And so, but with this COVID season and everything going on, with since we've got a camper this year, now we're able to go during the summer months. I mean.
Yep. And we have more.
We have. I mean, we've been out, hiking and this, and in a couple other previous videos when we went to Montenay. Man, it was 105. It was very hot. However, we were able to at least cool off and everything. And
we could stay,
we could stay longer.
And I didn't like that we kind of camped in the RV.
Correct.
That's one thing I think we've gone tent camping and see an RV pull in, and you don't see the people ever. No. They set up.
They literally back into the spot. As soon as they back in the spot, they get in their camper, and you don't see them the whole time until they check out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what is the point?
And then 3 days later, then you see them pack up and leave.
Right.
Okay. So we don't want to be a sellout, be those people.
We don't want to be a sellout, not yet.
We sold out.
We don't want to be one of those sellout people that just doesn't camp, because we like camping, okay?
And what really broke, besides last year's camping trip, was we couldn't go camping because none of the bathrooms were open.
Yeah.
And you could only RV because you have a bathroom with the RV.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's really was like, okay, let's do it.
That was really our breaking point, because here it was springtime. We haven't gone since last fall.
Right. We usually go on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. And so this was our first Mother's Day that we weren't out camping. So, and we've done Mother's Day camping for 10 years or more.
Right.
And so that was really what kind of broke us to kind of break down. And plus, last year we really were kind of looking for a camper.
We were talking.
We were talking. We were looking. We've been looking for 2 months prior to.
Oh, so. I mean, funny story is he booked a campsite
before we bought a camper.
So that was funny. We bought it. And then we went out the next day.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
We did.
We did.
We literally did.
Picked it up, went the next day.
So,
what else we got?
Location. Let's talk about location.
Okay. Location, yeah.
So camping with a tent, ours is a bigger tent, so we really had to make sure you could fit the tent.
Right.
And make sure it's level. And the key, near a bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be too far from the bathroom and have to hike a half a mile, or, even though you could just hop in the car and go too. So it's not a deal breaker.
And we do locally, we camp and have our boat. And so there's spots that we want to be right there where we can dock our boat.
Right.
But we're not near a bathroom.
Right.
So.
And definitely, I think RV spots, it also gives you a lot more options, because most of the state parks and everything, they don't have a whole lot of tent pads or anything,
right?
Unless you go in the primitive tent area, which we glam camp. We don't do primitive.
Yeah,
so because of that, we were very limited on the spots that we could have with our tent.
Right.
Whereas an RV, I think we
you still have to check to make sure the spot is long enough.
Right.
And then, do you want full hookup, or are you going to boondock, or is that what they call it?
Yeah, boondock.
Yeah, boondock. Okay. And so,
So definitely location, you can, but there's also with the tent, if you're a backpacker or you're, go hiking or something, I think with a tent, you can get into more locations that are more remote and more and everything. And some of the stuff that there's no way you can get a camper.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
I'd do it temporarily for a day.
I would do it for a day.
Day or two, maybe I could do
I think it would be fun to go on the boat and then.
Yeah, and just go somewhere.
Yeah. But then I don't want to sleep on a hard surface.
Right.
So I don't want to do that.
So
not even for a night. I'd sleep in the boat.
Probably sleep in the boat.
Why you need a tent then?
Right.
Okay. So the difference with a tent and an RV, fridge.
Yeah, definitely. I think probably myself experience with the camper with RV is I think is probably my number one is the fridge. I always hated always having the cooler and
Have
go
to get ice.
or get the meat out or get food and everything.
You gotta try to find, where did you pack it?
You always constantly pulling it out, then it all sinks to the bottom, and you never can get it packed back in there, with the ice. Definitely, that's probably my number one thing I like about RV camping or in a camper is the refrigerator. Because there's keeping all your food storage and able to get to it is definitely a plus.
Mine, we already talked about the AC and heat. We have that option now, so we can go longer. And tent, you really only have a fan.
Right.
But I did see some brilliant people put ACs in their tent. You see them sticking out, so that's kind of brilliant.
Your picture?
I don't know if I have a picture of that. I might have.
But yeah, some people actually have an air conditioning into their tent.
Bathrooms. My one thing was the bathroom, because us girls, you still have to go in the middle of the night or right before bed. Now we don't have to. We can just walk a few feet, and if it's raining, okay. We're still okay.
I've seen many times in the rain you would go out in the tent.
Just
go a few feet and go to the bathroom.
You get desperate.
That never did stop you before. No, that's not a...
I know, but, okay, we're just going to move on from that one. So, yeah, mine was the bed, AC heat, and the bathroom. That was so that we can, for me, to go camping more than we have before.
Right.
Yeah. With the bathroom, it's great, but then you have to think about the dumping aspect.
Yeah. So the one thing about the downside with the camper is many that had RV or anything thinking about getting one, there definitely is some challenge and everything else with doing the dumping and clearing out the gray water and the black water tank. If you get somewhere that has full hookups, definitely you can set it up one time. It's a little bit more convenient. You don't have to tear it down. Yeah. But if you go to a state park or you're boondocking or something, you're usually after a few days, because I think we've only got like a 40 or 50 gallon tank, and usually after a few showers or after doing all that, we're either having to unhook and have to go dump and everything else, then have to go ahead and reset back up on the campsite.
However, I know that they have the little porta.
Yeah, they do have one of those little
porta poopers.
Yeah, whatever. The little carts that I don't know what they are. We're still kind of learning all this, but yeah, they do have those little carts you can dump in and then tow that with your car down. So
even more gross. I think that would be gross. So, but we are going to try Boondock. There's a spot that we want to try. We've done a couple full hookups, and then we're going to compare it to not a full hookup, but the location.
Yes.
What's better?
Right.
Yeah. If we like the view, or is full hookup more important?
Right.
We don't know. So we're going to try that.
The one thing we did notice that we did like, like we shared with you before, when we go camping, I mean, we bring the gas grill, we bring tents, we bring air mattresses, and I have my camping box that always goes with us. It has everything, campground in a box. I mean, the truck would literally be full, and the car would be full as well. Yes. When we used to go tent camping.
So I didn't like you have to load it up the day you're leaving. Right. Because you can't preload it, whereas the RV, it's already loaded.
Yeah, so with the RV, we have all our stuff loaded in the RV, and I can come home from work in the evening, and she can have everything all loaded up, and we can hook up to the truck and go. So yeah, that aspect of it definitely is, it gives you storage ability with the camper. That's definitely a bonus compared to trying to do it on going tent camping.
But then you also have to get a vehicle to pull it.
Yeah. So the downside with the camper is you need to have a truck, or you need to have something, full size truck, or
when we were looking, that was one of the things, we had to be able to pull it.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the requirements. We only have a half ton truck, so we were kind of really limited on our towing capacity. So we were having to look for something that was fairly not heavy, or it was kind of light enough to tow.
And we weren't going to buy a new truck.
No, we're not going to buy a new truck. So there definitely is you know, if considering a camper, I think sometimes people upgrade or going to a camper, that even buying a vehicle and everything else for the full setup, it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. You know, a price on a camper, you know, a camper, you know, you spend a pretty penny. You can spend, you know, a lot of money used to brand new.
Right.
You know, several tens of thousands of dollars. And then if you got to add a vehicle like a new truck, there's another, you know, 40, 50 or, you know, however much depending on the size of the camper size truck. So, you know, we tell people, you know, that we've heard this everything before. Start with what you have.
Yeah.
I mean, if all you have is a small little SUV, you can get a little teardrop camper and everything else.
Oh, for sure.
And
Palomino
Palomino pop up with a little
or
small
a tent.
SUV. Yeah.
I mean, if you really can't afford much, tents are inexpensive.
Right.
You know, go simple. Don't glam camp like he did. Take the whole house with him.
There's pros and cons. There's pros and cons really with both tent and
but like you said,
RV camping.
Do what you have.
Yes.
Whatever you have currently, it's not going to be the perfect anything. Just go. Just do.
Right.
Make those memories. Make those memories. Yeah.
You know, there's, you know, you also look at, you know, a lot of with a camper comes a lot of costs, not only with the initial cost of a vehicle or initial costs with, you know, the actual camper, but there's also a lot of costs, you know, within repair costs or maintenance costs that come along with a camper. Not to mention, probably one of a big thing and one of the things that we haven't really had to look at because we're always kind of going on our camper now, but in the wintertime, storage costs.
Oh,
those are something with a tent.
Oh, I didn't.
There really isn't any storage costs. You put it in your garage, put it in your shed. You know, you got all your camping gear in there, and there's zero storage costs.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, but with a camper, you know, you can go and pay, you know, at a storage unit. Or a lot of people don't have the, you know, right now we kind of have our camper taking up our driveway. Definitely, there's a lot of maintenance, a lot of costs that's involved in a camper that I think some people, when they go and buy a camper and do that, they don't realize. There's also a lot of extra wear and tear on your vehicle.
Yeah.
So when you do it, you've got to realize that it can have some costs and everything involved.
Do your research. Really do your research and make sure that you're getting so you're not hurting your vehicle.
Yeah, and make sure, you know, do with what you can within your budget. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, you know, set your budget and do with what you can in the budget. So
and make those memories.
Yeah, we're not full-time RVers. We don't live in our you know, our camper full-time. You know, not at this venture in our life, but we also do camping. When we go away, we set up the gas grill. We set up the Coleman. We do our cooking outside. We do the campfires. We do everything that we would do as if we had our tent. It's just now our tent is on wheels and everything has AC in the bathroom. So
which makes me happy.
But did we cover everything?
I think we did.
Okay. So, well, I guess if you're considering between a tent and an RV, these are just some of the things that we've noticed that you know, that we have kind of noticed that we've looked at, you know, in the past few months. We still enjoy both. We're still learning a lot with the camera, so we don't have a whole lot of experience to compare or to kind of give when it comes to you know, to camping with the camper.
Right.
But it definitely is a different experience, and we still try to do it. But just like what Kim said, just go out and do it, make those memories.
Yeah.
There, you know, with your family and everything. Every time that we go camping, Kim will sit around the campfire and tell her same stories over and over about her when she was a kid.
Yeah.
So I always love that because her family vacations, she's got a lot of memories, and that's the one thing she makes. And so we really do that with our kids, with Autumn and Nathan and our oldest son Joshua. So we've made a lot of family memories camping. So, and that's something we really enjoy.
Yeah.
But. Well, that's pretty much it. That'll kind of pretty much wrap everything up that we could think of. I think we covered all our topics. So if you guys kind of like this video, you know, please hit the like button down below. Also, if you enjoy watching kind of what we do with our videos and everything, please hit that subscribe button, and see more of our videos. Also, hit the notifications, the little bell down below, because you can get new notifications when we post new videos and everything. So, but that's pretty much about it I can think of. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for coming in, and check out some of our other videos, and check out our channel. So, hope to hear from you.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.